My name is Craig Merow, and I've had actually two careers in education. First, I majored in geology at Temple University and went on and did a degree in education so that I could teach. I've taught for 37 years in both public and private schools. When my youngest daughter left home to go to college, I went with her. When she came home at Thanksgiving, I looked at her freshman work and realized that I'd kind of regressed to the freshman level. So I started all over again the second time around in philosophy, and Katie and I both graduated in 2002. She with a degree in mathematics and me with a degree in philosophy. We both went to graduate school together. I did a degree at the University of Pennsylvania's medical school in bioethics, and then applied to PhD programs around the country, and chose to come to MSU. I was accepted at every school I applied to, and visited all the schools. Last March, I came to MSU for the graduate conference in philosophy. It's a conference run by graduate students, and met most of the faculty here, and just was very impressed with some of the opportunities that were available here. So many philosophy schools are really ivory towers. It's just simply an analysis of the text and theoretical consideration of various rather esoteric philosophical questions. MSU's program is entirely different. The faculty, many of them have joint appointments. Just the professors on my committee, for example, Michael Nelson, for example, has a joint appointment with Fisheries and Wildlife, and is a philosopher in residence in a long-term study of the interaction of wolves and moose on an island in Lake Superior, and tackle some of the questions involved as to what degree human beings should be involved in managing some of the kinds of environmental issues that other species encounter. It's a very, very different approach to philosophy. We call it philosophy engaged. I think that the primary reason I chose MSU is because of the uniqueness of the program, and also because of the faculty. So the faculty was the primary reason, but I have to admit that it would have been impossible for me to relocate to Michigan without the University Distinguished Fellowship that I received. It's embarrassingly generous in its support, both for health care, stipend, complete waiver of tuition, and even though I have a house and a wife in the Philadelphia suburbs, I was able to relocate here and pursue the program that best meets my needs. I've been working in the area of bioethics. After doing a bachelor's degree in philosophy, I started some senior electives at Germantown Academy where I was teaching, and I also taught as an adjunct at the University of the Arts in Philadelphia. And while I was teaching a kind of traditional ethics that I learned as an undergraduate, the students were very, very interested in recent developments in applied ethics, in areas that are pushed by developments in genetics, for example, genetic engineering. So I investigated the possibility of studying bioethics at the University of Pennsylvania, was accepted at that program, and completed the master's degree there. So when I was looking for a PhD program in philosophy, I wanted one that had a strong faculty in bioethics. So MSU is certainly one of the top schools in that area. Everyone asks me what I'm going to do with a PhD after I get it. I will be on Medicare a year before I get my PhD, And so, you know, a tenure track position at a research university is probably a very unlikely trajectory for me to follow. For the past 37 years, I've taught in secondary schools, and I was on the American Philosophical Association's committee for the teaching of philosophy in secondary schools. I was on the advisory board for the Squire Foundation, which also is a wonderful foundation that supports the teaching of philosophy in secondary schools. And I think that when I finish the PhD, I will feel comfortable in two communities. The education community, where I've published and worked and taught in a variety of different schools, and also in the philosophical community. And so I hope to be kind of a bridge between those two and to further encourage the teaching of philosophy in secondary schools. In our neighbor to the north, in Ontario, philosophy is a required course in secondary school now, and I would really like to see that for the United States. I think that it's very valuable to help students with critical thinking skills, and I think that there are many of the problems that we face in the world, from global warming to bioethical issues, are fundamentally ethical, philosophical issues as much as they are scientific issues. So I think there will be a place for me even at my advanced age.